Today's session is entitled Signify Lighting Academy, Upper Room Germicidal UV to Control Airborne Diseases, to be presented by Richard L. Vincent. Mr. Vincent applies germicidal ultraviolet, or GUV, disinfection technology and tools to control the transmission of tuberculosis and other infectious diseases, both airborne and surface-borne, or mixed mode, in high-risk settings. He was a project manager and UV lighting specialist for the tuberculosis ultraviolet shelter study. He has provided technical assistance on GUV projects in India, Myanmar, and Pakistan. Since 2016, Mr. Vincent serves as the coordinator for the Stop TB Partnership Working Group and TB Transmission Initiative. He provided expert input on GUV for the WHO Guidelines on Tuberculosis Infection Prevention and Control, 2019 update. Mr. Vincent shares the ASHRAE GCP 37 developing guidelines for the application of upper room ultraviolet germicidal irradiation systems. I know you're all eager to start, so I will now hand over to Yan Denovu to kick off the session with an introduction on Signify.
Hey, thanks, Alexa, and thanks all for attending this meeting. In the coming minutes, I will give a few words about our company Signify and our UVC offering. So Signify is the world leader in lighting. We produce high-quality, energy-efficient lighting products, systems, and services. Our products are in three key areas: light sources, luminaires, and systems and services. We are the #1 global leader in conventional, LED, and connected lighting systems and services. In 2019, we generated sales of 6.2 billion euros, which is almost twice what was done by our nearest competitor. Around 75% of our sales are in professional lighting. Now, it's my pleasure to welcome Richard Vincent, who will share with us his knowledge about upper room germicidal UV to control airborne diseases. Richard, the floor is yours.
Greetings to you from wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon. We are going to be covering some basics about UV inactivation of various pathogenic organisms. We're going to be looking also at how effective upper room UVC air disinfection is, the types of upper room equipment that are available, and understanding how to apply these safely for occupants of various applications. And we also want to cover how to incorporate GUV upper room air disinfection into existing buildings, as well as planning for new building design. Dr. Brickner, that I worked with at St. Vincent's Hospital in New York in the 50s, used upper room UV to protect the staff in hospitals from tuberculosis. We had active TB in New York at that time when he was a resident. And then 40 years later, he was in a homeless shelter in New York City where there were 1,000 men in a shelter with active TB. And he said, why don't we hang those UV lights again? And so that began my journey with Dr. Brickner to begin to reapply upper room UVGI for the control of the transmission of airborne diseases such as tuberculosis. The basic principle of upper room UV is you have sources coming. This represents, for example, a patient bed where somebody might have tuberculosis or coronavirus and be coughing out pathogens that could be floating in the air for a period of time. And as they move up into the disinfection zone, they receive a dose of UV. So it's the intensity times the amount of time going through the disinfection zone that gives you the dose. And so if you don't kill the organism, or inactivate it is the correct term, for the first pass, it can go through several times and accumulate a dose to eventually overcome that pathogen. So these are some of the questions we're looking at today, is how much UV needs to be put out, how long does the pathogen need to dwell within the disinfection zone, and how can we work all that together within our buildings. This was based on guidelines from South Africa. These are some examples of upper room UV fixtures, and they are 360, where you can have it radiating from all 360 degrees, and they are suspended from the ceiling, and that we've used several of these types of things in our application as far as a 360 degree approach. And this is a wall-mounted UV fixture, and they are also widely used in many places, especially as we have restricted ceiling heights where we want to apply the airborne disinfection, but don't have the headroom, to do it safely. And so these types of louvered fixtures are very important to the application of upper room UV.